I have a quick word for you. I was minding my own business, and God gave me a word on kingdom marriage. And He said, I'm bringing together kingdom marriages that will function like kinetic sand. And so I've heard of kinetic sand before. I'm pretty sure that I've seen it. My kids probably have played with it before, but I had to look it up to kind of, get a better understanding of what he was saying. But so if you've never heard of kinetic sand before, think of it functions kind of similarly, or you can play with it sort of like Play-Doh, but it's different. Okay, because it's sand, and it's sand that has been completely coated in oil. Okay, and God reminded me of oil in the Bible and how oil was used to anoint the tabernacle, right? And the things that are inside of it and the priestly garments. Oil was also used in ordination. And so when the prophet Samuel went to go find the next king, he ended up the Lord directed him to go to Jesse's house in Bethlehem, and he ended up anointing David. Okay, and so David became king down the line, I think like 17 years later. However, he anointed him with oil when he initially found him. And so, let me see, sorry. When he did that, the Spirit of the Lord came upon him from that day forward. Okay, God says, I'm anointing these kingdom marriages and I'm covering them completely in oil like the kinetic sand, because once the oil is applied, not a single grain of sand can fall apart or come off. The oil makes it so that the sand is eternally bonded together. Okay, and unlike Play-Doh, the oil keeps the kinetic sand from ever drying out and getting hard. Okay, so the oil will never dry out over these couples, over these kingdom marriages. And so God saying, when I anoint and ordain them, the oil on them will never dry out, and their marriages will never become hard. They will always be soft and pliable, soft and loving, soft and listening, soft and caring. They will always have hearts that are receptive to one another, okay? Because of that oil, because they are anointed, because God has put this oil on them and anointed them to be together. These are not just marriages that are just coming together by happenstance, but these are marriages that God has mandated, okay? Another thing is that kinetic sand will only stick to kinetic sand. It won't stick to anything else. Like, it won't stick to the table and it won't stick to the floor. These couples will not these couples are going to do the same thing. They're going to stick to one another, right? They will not stray. The two will stick and stay together. God says, I'm using kinetic sand because it's moldable, pliable, and flexible. These couples will quickly mold, shift, and adjust to their kingdom assignments. And if I need them to mold into a different assignment at any time, they will, because they understand that this is not a marriage of convenience. This is a marriage of purpose, and it's for God's glory. Kinetic sand also holds its shape when it's squeezed or pressed. So although adversity may come to destroy and tear down the kinetic sand or these kingdom marriages, they won't break under pressure, and they will not come apart. God says, I'm using kinetic sand because these marriages will honor my design for them. They will hold their position until I change it. They will not wish to be anything other than their design and to function in their intended purpose. They will honor me with their unions. These unions won't be about fame, fortune, or even sex, but about advancing my kingdom. It's like they're going to set, these marriages are going to set a precedent. They're going to set like the mold. And from these, I heard the Lord say they're going to duplicate. So they're going to create additional. They're going to help to form and create additional kingdom marriages. So, yeah, get ready. I don't know if you're in your marriage season or not, but for those that are, God is bringing together kingdom marriages that will function like kinetic sand, and that's the word.